you know, you move the cows and they continue to yell at you. Hoping that this grows a bit. You can see some green growth now that it's sprinkled a little bit for a few days. I know, I hear ya. So, as you can see, Harley and I got this fence done yesterday. So the cows are officially in winter pasture mode. You're not getting nothing. No, you're not. Got your water. Hi. No, you're not getting anything. So, the fence goes all the way down there at the far tree line. Hi, Rebel. Hi, Dodie. And all the way up there. Where are you going? No, that's okay. You can latch it up. I don't have to go through the gate. For right now, we don't have a hay feeder in here. Oh. All right. There. Fence. So, this is the area that we had deforested. There's a lot of little patches of grass in here that they'll work on. We're gonna get a couple bales of hay put in here soon. I'm hoping that the pasture they were on grows a little bit now that they're off of it. Maybe they can go back out there one more time before the end of the year. We have them spoiled. They're used to getting feed in the morning. That's why they're yelling at us. So yesterday, Harley and I came out here and we fenced this in. It's about an acre and a half, I think. Got the gate hung, got the cows moved. It was easy peasy. They're very happy out here, it seems. So that makes me very happy. I don't think she's gonna play fetch with you. She's trying to get apples out of the tree. So yeah, it's really great to have this project done. This concludes my cow project that I had set forth to get done. So it is completed, which makes me very, very happy, especially because, you know, most of this was stuff we already had here. I think to finish this off, it only cost $150 and 100 of that was the gate, you know, and so this whole project being done is a relief, first of all, and second of all, it just really feels good to have it accomplished. It's set up so nice now. So like I actually have like some sort of a handling type system set up. So, you know, thought went into the setup of this, which I really, really love. Somebody had asked if we have like a shelter for the cows. The cows stay out 24/7. We don't have really ever extreme weather here, and if we do, of course we would bring them in, but for the most part they do better when they're just outside. When I grew up, my grandfather always had his cows, you know, tucked in a barn in the middle of winter, where every little draft was stuffed shut so that the walls sweat, and a lot of that was to keep the water from freezing, which it did a good job of that. But I learned that cows have less respiratory issues, less of a chance of pneumonia, and just are overall healthier when they're able to be outside. So that's what we do. Our cows are plenty chubby, so they have a good layer of fat on them. And then the most important thing to get your animals, you know, horses, cows, goats, all of the things, sheep, the most important thing to get them through winter warm, even more so than shelter, is hay. They need fiber. So as long as you have a steady source of fiber, of course right now they're still on grass, but we are planning to start getting them on round bales, and probably that will be through winter, unless I can get them back out onto that pasture if it grows, hopefully. But I also don't want to just turn them back onto that pasture and damage it through winter either. I think I would rather it have a little bit of grass on it and go through winter and just continue to feed them hay back here, than ruin that and let, you know, mud and pugged up marks exposed through winter where that can wash off. So I don't think she understands the word move. Move. So yeah, I was just really excited to show you guys this project because it is done. Cows are back here in their winter land. Now, as you can see, a lot of this is bark from being deforested earlier this year, and it's breaking down, and it will, you know, obviously just decay and turn into a beautiful layer of soil that mixed with the cow manure over winter. And then when we take them out of here next spring, we'll go ahead and seed this so that it grows up with nice pasture. And this area has a beautiful amount of tree cover, so it doesn't really interfere with the sun a lot, but it does give them a break from some of the weather. And the nice thing having this deforested is all of the unstable looking trees, except for this mess right back here, which is, it's already down, just needs cut up. All of those unstable looking trees have been removed, so yeah, it's pretty nice back here, not gonna lie. I am not gonna throw a stick vertical into a tree to knock down an apple, because I know what will happen. I already know what will happen. I will throw it up in the air, I will think it's going to hit me in the head, I will trip and roll down the hill. That's what would happen. A lot of growing older is learning your limitations. I know what mine are. All right, Harley, ready to leave the cows alone? No. Our cows are giant puppies, if you haven't already gathered that. And we're just waiting for some signs of pregnancy here. I mean, I'm pretty sure the girls are bred, but I just don't know when. I just don't know when, so. It's when you have, so we have 2 junior bulls. They're young. They're like a year and a half old. And so when you, there they are right there. So when you don't purposefully turn a mature bull out with your cows, you don't know when they're being covered. And so, why is he eating my finger? Because he likes the salt. I want to get them a tub. What a boy. What a good boy. What a good boy that Rebby is. And that's Tony, the black one. He's Angus Holstein. So we have one Rebel who is a very good quality, show lines, you know, really great bull. And then we have one Tony who is a puppy dog. Although I do love Tony's really tiny head. And I hope that that's a trait that he passes to calves. So that would be, you know, ease of calving. Hi, Tony. Just want to make sure I keep the leaves out of here. Should be an everyday occurrence, probably. Definitely don't want the leaves. There we go.
This one
Sunk. Oops, yes I did. It's one thing that can be toxic to your animals is cherry tree leaves, the ones that fall into the ground. Now, as long as our cows have something to eat, like grass, like hay, you don't have to worry about it as much. But that's definitely something to be mindful of. Cherry trees, I'm talking about, you know, wild cherry trees, not the ones that produce fruit. They can be toxic, the leaves that fall. So if they ate them fresh off the tree, that's fine. But there is a chemical compound in them when they die and they fall off the tree that is toxic to your animals. So things that are good to know and pay attention to. Oh yeah, sassafras. Do you ever see the sassafras leaves? They look like little mittens. We have some sassafras trees. I would like to dig up the roots and make some sassafras tea because it's yummy. Yeah. Even the leaves smell good.
Even when they're dead.
So, did y'all watch the debate last night? That debate was perfect. I am so impressed with J.D. Vance, and I have to be honest with you, Tim Walz did better than I expected him to do. Truly, I thought that they got along fine. They didn't insult one another. They just talked. I think a lot of great things came out of it. You know, I kind of chuckled when I did more than chuckle. I kind of howled, but when Walls kind of got stuck up on the well, you said you were over there during this event, but they said you weren't, and he was like, yeah, I misspoke. So in other words, he lied about that and got caught in it. He kind of fumbled around. Vance had a lot of zingers that I wished that Trump would have thought to use when he was debating Kamala. Overall, though, I have to say this was a far better debate. The vice presidential debate was far, far better than the presidential debate. A lot of hows and whys were answered. More questions were actually answered. There were still some that weren't answered, like would you separate children from families? But I will also say on that, I liked neither one of them really answered that question. I liked how Vance said that he was, you know, more concerned with the people that have came into this country that have committed crimes since they've been here. He wanted to focus on those people first, which who can dispute that? Who can say no to that? That's how it should be. I did expect him to say about, you know, what about the mothers in prisons and children separated? Because I heard that, and, you know, that's true. You know, when you're a woman in the United States of America and you commit a crime and you go to jail, you lose your child, especially because most of these families are, you know, single mom families, and they commit a crime, then your kids are gone. So that's not uncommon. They make it sound demonized or uncommon. Is it pleasant? Absolutely not. But if you commit a crime, the potential of losing your children is there. Regardless of who you are, where you are, if you come into this country illegally, you should know that that is a possibility. I did love, however, how he said about how the federal government has lost over 300,000 children already. So, I mean, yeah, let's worry about the ones that you lost before we're worried about the ones that might be taken away from their parents. The abortion thing was back and forth. I can't believe that in the world the way that it is right now, we are so focused on this. I can't believe that this is still something that is going back and forth. Like, we have potential World War III with Iran and Israel going on over there right now. Who knows if they involve Russia, but Russia and Ukraine is still going on. We have the port workers strike. We have the huge disaster that was Helene come through and devastate people's lives, and yet we're still talking about abortion. I mean, come on, guys. Let's move on from that, because the other things could affect a whole lot more people's lives than can you have an abortion at 21 weeks or not. And the whole nitty-gritty of it, when you get right down to it, is nobody's ever going to say you can't. Now, there are some states with stricter laws than others, but nobody's ever going to say you absolutely can't, and nobody's ever going to say you absolutely can full term, okay? We just need to get off of it. Your state now has the power. Go talk to your state about it and get off of it, because there's more important fish to fry. Which I'm surprised they didn't talk about the dock workers strike. Walz did have one thing in there where he kind of sideways threw in, I am a pro-union guy. We all want the union, we all want the port workers to get their fair share, but we also don't want this to go very far, because with everything going on with Helene, and you're already going to see the East Coast have a shortage of supplies. Now you're really going to see the East Coast have a shortage of supplies because the dock workers aren't unloading boats. It's going to turn bad fast. So this is my tip to you. Please go stock up on what you need because it may not be there. I don't think everything's not going to be there, but there's going to be delays and there's going to be shortages. But yeah, overall, I do think that the debate went well. I liked it. I'm here for it. I think it went very well. I think that's how a debate should go. You got a clear look at the candidates. You got a clear look at their stance. Well, I'm gonna put you guys on a barrel here.
Wet.
It is wet. There we go. Hopefully the wind doesn't knock you over. Anyways, is that as low as you go? My goodness. Anyway, yeah, so I feel like it was good, and even Harley and Chase were playing Monopoly while it was on. Caleb was watching in his room, and he came out. You know, not many 20-year-olds would watch independently on their own, but he did, and he came out, and he was like, wow, did you hear what he just said? So I'm really proud of my kids because they are listening. They're not going to be clueless. You know, they're going to know what's going on, which is really, really great. We all need to encourage our kids to pay attention more, even if they find it horrifically boring, right?
It's not horrifically boring when people are roasting each other.
Yeah, but there wasn't a whole lot of roasting last night. In fact, I actually heard some people on the news said that they thought it was boring and they wished there was more insulting of one another, pretty much is what I got from that. No,
It's not one of those roasting battles.
I want meat and potatoes. I want to see how somebody composes themselves. I don't want to see the insult throwing all the time. Like, there's a time and place for that, but when you're on a debate stage, I want to hear your policies. I want to hear how you plan to fix things. And yeah, so, and I think Vance did a fantastic job of representing Trump.
That is a big bird.
That's a turkey vulture. Yeah, I think Trump did a fantastic job of Vance did a terrific job of representing Trump and his campaign and his policies. I think he was able to clarify some things, and he just did a really, really good job both defending him and representing him. I think he's a fantastic choice for vice president. I had my doubts. You all right?
Yeah. Freaking bug.
I had my doubts in the past. You know, you've seen the videos. The more I see of him, the more I appreciate him, and last night I just became the biggest fan of him. I think a couple days ago I became the biggest fan of him. He was in Pittsburgh, which is, you guys know, very close to me, and he went to Permane Brothers, which is a big sandwich chain regional to our area. It started here in Pittsburgh with one store, and then it got bigger and bigger, and he went into a Permane Brothers, and well, so I have to tell you this story. So from what I can gather, a bunch of guests came in, and I heard one person say they may have even opened early because so many people were showing up, all decked out in Trump gear. They came in, they ordered food. The Secret Service came in about 5-10 minutes before. They secured the area, and then Vance gets out of his car and they say, you can't come in here. We didn't know you were coming. You're banned from this. And he was like, what do you mean I'm banned? So people were on the phone, like the manager was on the phone with the owner, and they were going back and forth, and the owner was like, he's not allowed in, he's banned. And you know, so guests started to leave and go out into the parking lot. They were gonna leave everything, like, because screw this, they're not, you know, if they're gonna behave like this, I'm not going back, I'm not gonna eat my food. And out in the parking lot, Vance is meeting with people. You know, Permanes is still saying, no, you're not allowed in here. And so Vance said, please go back in. This is still a really great local business. Finish your meals. And then he went in. So the restaurant says that he was permitted in at the end. He only went in for about 2 minutes to pay the tab for everybody there and to leave a tip. And then he left because they still wouldn't let him in. So, and yet he's a class act because he said, go in, support the business. It's a good local business. That speaks volumes for who people are, you know, how people behave. And You know, at the same note, we saw a video, a clip of Walls at a football game, and somebody said, "Go Trump," and he flipped them off. So, stark contrast. You can see a little bit of behind the scenes, a little unscripted behavior, and it speaks volumes. It really, really does. You know, Fetterman, who is a senator here, he was defending Permanis, and he's dropping the F-bomb. Listen, I drop the F-bomb, okay? I'm not perfect. I do it. That said, I don't come on here and do it. And goodness knows if I was a politician on a professional platform, I'm not going to be doing that, because that's disrespectful, it's rude, and it is not very professional. So, anyways, I guess that sums up my video for today. I have a lot to do. I have to run some errands for Jeff. Still debating on if we're taking this equipment over. It is absolutely soaked. Like, it didn't give us a lot of...
How's it kind of cold?
It is. We didn't get a lot of rain, but it's enough to make everything really, really soaked. And I just don't know, guys. Is the hay going to get made? I don't know. But the cows are moved, and I'm happy. So I hope this video finds you well, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.